Tuesday, 18th of February, a little bit more than 1 hour left when it comes to the end of the US session, and guys, nothing has happened. Who cares about the April warnings we've heard last night, right? Well, it's enough to check where the Nasdaq is. Oh, we just trying to close the gap. Guys, the world is like the river of the milk and honey. All right, enough is enough. Let's discuss a little bit more seriously the stuff and what is going on. So let's go straight to the Nasdaq chart. Okay, so market is trying to close that gap very hardly, right? I mentioned previously that it might be that this time we are not gonna to close that gap, but still with the a little bit more than 1 hour, looks like bulls are gonna to get what they were looking for. That was the first, right after the open, initial rally, all right. Then was huge pullback retest. This magnet dotted line is the daily open when we are talking about the cash. So there was retest, another rally, the same size, right? It might be that we are going to close that gap. That's at least how it looks right now. I'm a little bit short, using different strategies. Don't forget, guys, that you can monitor my trades. The link is in the description. So looks like we are going to close that gap. I'm about to add, and we were discussing actually that was the last place when we saw the strength, right? So looks like when it comes to the Nasdaq, okay, that's what I'm looking for. First target is going to be today's daily open. We have to remember, guys, that the US guys just got back from the long weekend, right? When it comes to the news from the Apple, all right, there was plenty of different analysts trying to comment what happened, and 90% of that comment was, well, nothing has happened. We have the Fed behind. We have a plunge protection team behind. Come on, what kind of the coronavirus? We are going to get the bigger liquidity. Everything is going fine. The only one guy who really said something interesting probably was from Jeffries. I cannot confirm right now, but as far as I remember, it was from Jeffries. He said that it probably is something bigger because of the timing when Apple announced this warning. And well, we will see. To be honest with you, this type of the price action, maybe not that big move to the upside, but to be honest with you, based on the lower open, I did expect actually that we are going to see some upside fireworks. I've been thinking that towards the end of the session we are going to see some downside, but maybe we have to scare some shorts, and then we are going to see a little bit more. And don't forget that we are discussing previously during our pre-New York Open session, we are discussing this trend line here, right? And we bounced right from here. Anyway, looking to sell, I think that short term we might see something to the downside. Also very interesting is going to be what's going to happen during the Tokyo session, right? So, well, when it comes, for example, to the dollar yen, we are still below 110, even with this type of the action right here, right now. The shorts from 109.95, 109.90, 110 we discuss the setup. Looks like for now doesn't look bad based on this over under. The only thing I don't like with the short, so I reduced a bit, is the thing that when we saw the rejection, right, when we saw this rejection here, the bulls use the weekly open to try to hold the levels, right? So I'm gonna be a little bit much more comfortable with the move below the weekly open, meaning that below 109.70, and even more comfortable with the close below 109.50. That's what we also discuss when it comes to the dollar yen. So yeah, I'm looking for a yen strength. At least a bit, so at least the 109.50 maybe, and we will see. The another yen pair we discussed previously is a pound yen, and here looks good based on the retest of the trend line, right? But I also decide to on the pullback to close the shorts from the higher level from the intraday perspective, and I'm looking to reopen from the intraday perspective based on the possible swing high. So looking for a retest of the round number, or maybe a little bit higher than the round number. Now we have to remember, I've been laughing a second ago, right at the open, that the world is like a river of the milk and the honey. Everything is fine. Fed is right here. So whatever happens, we are going to get the bigger liquidity. So, well, sky is the limit. But the yen crosses with the dollar yen below 110, right? Telling a little bit different story, as well as the gold, right? So the gold is telling us a little bit different story with the move back above 110, and right here, right now, because of what we have here from the daily chart perspective, right? We are breaking out to the upside from the latest consolidation. And to be honest with you, if you remember, I've been expecting a little bit lower levels. I've been expecting rather first the downside break and then from here move to the higher. Looks like the gold is telling us a little bit different story, guys. And for now, if we are going to get this type of the close, if we are going to get the close above 1600, that's gonna be the first intraday support based on the weekly open, and we might see continuation to the upside, and in that case 1650, so market may want to take out that spike higher and may want to look for 1650, right? That's what might be the case. So the gold is telling us the different story, the yen is telling us a little bit different story, and as well as the Chinese yuan is telling us a little bit of the different story, with the move back above the psychological 7 level, right? So looks like we are trying to turn. Yesterday we've seen a little bit of the pullback, but today strong move to the upside, and 703, 705, that's the key psychological level, and I'm very curious what we are going to get when it comes to the Tokyo session. So again, that's gonna be very important from the next step. I'm staying a bit exposed to the risk of think that the Asian hours are gonna be the key here. So we will see ahead of the London Open what is going on, and I'm going to make the update if necessary. So it was my pleasure, guys, to be with you this evening, watching the US hours first session of this week Let's have a look what the Tokyo is going to bring to us. Guys, take care, don't be trapped, and see you around. Good night from my side. Take care. Goodbye.